Welcome
Welcome
to Sleepdrunk.
to Sleepdrunk.
to Sleepdrunk, where they do what does, even if not it, do that is.
We have a guest today. Ryan.
It be me. It be the
Goes
Ryan.
by many names. Daddy.
yeah.
Big R.
Baby
Welcome to the show.
legs. Even it's fun. But yeah,
Well, regardless, welcome to the show.
I've listened to some of the podcasts by myself in my car on my way to work. I've heard myself mentions in some stories by Alex, and yeah, it seems like fun finally to be here.
Yep. Good to have you. So, Alex, you want to give them a quick rundown of what's going to be going on this episode?
Yes, so this episode's going to consist of, first, Ryan and Alavi are going to talk about some spring of 2019 anime. I'm not going to be there for that. I don't watch anime. I don't know what the hell
No,
I'm
we're
talking
dragging
about.
You'll be
you
involved.
into
You'll be
this.
involved.
No, you're
But, like,
involved,
involved.
Alex.
You're a part of it.
I don't want to be.
plan
No,
this.
we want to hear your virgin weeaboo asshole
Get
being
spread.
split is spread, just raw
Spread
dogged
and
it.
creamed.
I'm a little afraid. for
And
my
there's
own
the
safety.
explicit tag on iTunes.
Honestly, you shouldn't be afraid. Embrace it,
Yeah.
Alex.
Embrace it.
Is this going to be like lie in prison?
We can't mention that.
And then next we're going to go to Discussion Avenue. And then after that, we're going to talk about a story of mine and Ryan.
Yes. And also keep in mind that in Discussion Avenue, there will be a Sleepdrunk exclusive interview with the one and only Papa Baby Legs Ryan. So get ready for
Papa
that.
baby legs. I laugh. All right.
Okay, so without further ado, why don't we move into the first topic for this episode? The Spring 19 anime. Ryan, what are you watching? And actually, before you answer, I'll just give a quick description of what we're about to do here. So we have each picked, I think, like 3 shows that we're watching. We're going to describe them in a degree of detail, avoiding spoilers. And in the end, we'll have Alex pick, if he had a gun held to his head, which one would he watch? So Ryan, would you like to give it a start?
All right, yeah. So the first thing I started watching for spring 2019 is One Punch Man Season 2.
Classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. Like, I've been waiting for it for a while. I never really read manga, so I don't really know the whole story behind it. For starters, I do not think it is as good as the first season. It just doesn't feel as... The animation feels a little more flat. Like, Studio Bones did the first season. I'm not too sure. I'd have to check who's animating this season.
I'll look that up
but
real
it seems a lot more flat and less emotional. There's not as much detail put in it. But it's only the first 2 episodes I've seen, so there's not much. I don't want to spoil anything. But One Punch Man, the premise is it's a take on classic shonen anime. Classic shonen anime is we've all heard of Naruto. Friendship is the power we use to defeat evil. Pretty much that. So it's about a guy that was just like living a boring, mundane life. Alex, he wanted to do something different than just sitting in his house playing video games and going to job. Yeah, like go out, so they live in a world where they basically get like bomb threat every day by aliens, or this guy's mutant powers. So he was like, and there's this association called the Heroes Association, and he said he wants to be a part of it, but he doesn't know about that yet in the beginning. Sorry, let me preface that. So he goes off and he trains every day by doing, I think, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and like a 10-kilometer mile. Just a standard. I mean, that's a pretty intense workout, but like this, he becomes absolutely nuts. Like there's like aliens and that come flying from the sky, like jacked. Like imagine like the Rock Johnson times 10, and like they come from the sky and they're like, they got the biggest dicks in the world, I swear. And he just looks at him and they're like talking all this mad shit, and he's just like, one punch. And that's where the name comes from. Yeah. And it's just a classic take because there isn't... It's just... They're like talking this mad shit like a normal thing, and then he's like, shut the fuck up. Just punches him.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is kind of based in this idea that he has become very apathetic with being incredibly powerful and like just being able to destroy whatever he wants immediately. I think a lot of it is humor in the fact that he just kind of doesn't care about anything anymore, and he is dead inside.
He's actually depressed because he's so powerful. He cannot find an enemy that, what do you call it? It would challenge him. Yeah. But in season 2, it feels a lot more flat, in my opinion, than the first one. It just looked like it had a lot more passion behind it. But still, the first 2 episodes can't really say much. Alavi, would you like to say your first show?
My first show is a bit of a 180, much of a 180. It's called, it is in a genre of anime I like to call just trash. Like, there's not a really better term for it, but like, no, because every season I like to pick one show that's gonna be absolute garbage that I watch for like the fun of it. And this one is called Nande Koko ni Sensei ga, which translates to "Why the hell are you here, teacher?" And it's about this strapping high school youth, right, who is, you know, just a pretty average high school kid. I think he's like a senior. And his school has this one teacher who's like a colossal heart, and she's like, everyone calls her the demon, right? And so the premise of the like story is that it just kind of ends up in scenarios where they do everything but. For example, first episode, right? They're opening it up. This is start of the show. This is their first impression. He goes to the bathroom, right? He's like, "Oh, I gotta use the stall." He's in the men's room, opens the stall. Oh, look, his teacher's there. She's taking a piss in the men's room. He stumbles, falls in, door gets jammed. Now they're both stuck. Dudes come in. He has to sit on her. It goes places. It's a very bad show. It is not a good show, but I like it because it makes other shows seem so much better. Like, it really does make...
It's like watching High School DxD and then going to watch, like, actual show.
Yeah, like, it's really bad. And the episodes are only 12 minutes long, too, so...
Yeah.
It's like, you're not even getting a full episode. It's just kind of a quick little intermission of, hey, here's, like, I don't know, a student giving his teacher a suppository for, like, a bit. Enjoy. And also, they have a censored and uncensored version. So
that's pretty good.
Think of that as you will. It gets very. It's basically softcore porn. It's not a good show, but it's funny.
Jesus, it kind of reminds me of something like Have you ever heard of Asabi Asabe?
Yeah, I have.
It's a weird show. Like, there's no context to anything that happens. It's just random shit that happens, and they start screaming, and the animation is perfect, and they have the weirdest faces. I'd give it a look-see.
So you want to go into your second show for today?
Yeah, I haven't been watching too much this season, but the other thing that's caught my eye is, I guess we can consider technically, because that's a 24 episode series, Shield Hero, a 2019 spring anime. But it started in winter. A lot of people don't consider it, but I haven't been watching too much because I've been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which you should watch because it's amazing.
I've been watching it too.
Yeah, I'm on Golden Wind is technically part of it. I've been watching Golden Wind, so I guess I can count that. But Shield Hero, basically, it's another trash isekai. Isekai is Japanese for another world. So basically, he starts off in the normal Japan world. He's just shut in, neat. Basically, every isekai starts the same. Shut in neat, plays video games all the time, gets out, and then he gets sucked into another world. I'm going to spoil it, like how he gets sucked in, because it doesn't really matter. It happens in the first, 5 seconds. He's just reading a book about the world that he gets sucked into, and he literally just, gets enveloped into the void, or the ether of the book. And he in the world, there's 4 heroes, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. I haven't watched it. 4. 4. There's the
3
Shield
others
Hero.
in him.
Yeah, there's Shield Hero. There's the Spear Hero, the bow hero. I think.
Bow, yeah.
Yeah, and isn't there a sword hero as well?
Yeah, sword.
Yeah, sword. And so everyone in the lore of the world and in the book that was written that he got sucked into, the Shield Hero is kind of renounced. Or denounced. I don't know. Denounced as just doesn't really pull his weight. He doesn't really do anything. All he does is take damage. So they didn't really want him a part of the squad, even though they summoned him in here. So he gets pulled into this whole world. It's really emotional anime. It's more of it's serious about the whole thing. he gets pulled into this world. He becomes the hero and everything. Not a hero. He gets called into I can't remember, like a church type area where the king of the village is, or the city is, and they're like, you are the new heroes that are going to save us. And Alavi, can you remind me, what is the things called that it's like a purge type thing that monsters come?
Oh, the wave. I think they're just called the waves.
Yeah, it's called the waves. So these are waves. It's just like these random things that happen like once every 3 months, I think, and these monsters just spawn out of nowhere, and it's kind of nuts. And they, for the last like 3 waves, they were using just average civilian people and recruited to the army to defend themselves, and they basically have been whittled down to like 80% of their population at this point. And so they summoned the heroes, the swords. He gets summoned in, and immediately he starts getting trashed. He's in the place where they're meeting and everything, and he's like, everybody's saying, you need to pick your parties and everything. He's picking his parties. Everyone, all these people that are ready to join their party, and so they get to choose what hero they get to go with. Nagase, I think that's how you pronounce his name, is the main character. He is the shield hero. Nafumi, that's what it is. Yeah. He is standing there next to the other guys. Can't remember their name. They're all douchebags for the most part anyways. And nobody chooses him because they're like, the shield guy, you can't do damage. He just takes it. And so he gets nobody. And then this really pretty woman from the Spear Heroes party comes to him because she feels bad, quote unquote. They spend the day together. She's a big old thought. But anyways, they're spending the day together. It's going really well. He feels like he's on top of the world with this girl. She's like 10 out of 10, right? And then the next they go to bed together after they go out to eat, and then he wakes up to getting I'm pretty sure he wakes up. It's been a while since I watched this part, the beginning of it, but just getting arrested, and he gets pulled into the place where they were picking the parties and everything, and he's been accused of rape by the woman, and so he's been denounced and pretty much exiled from the city, and he's got to find a way to he can't go back, obviously, so he's got to find a way to build himself back up. So he went from this super nice guy to like basically having to be the bad guy to get back on top. And so he goes to like a slave trader place and everything like that. This is all in the first episode, because first episode is like 45 minutes, and he finds his first partner.
He buys a slave.
Can I just mention this advertisement that's here on time.is? It's an Atlantis advertisement that says, "Do you cruise? Atlantis all gay cruises."
All gay? Why is
and then it has a photo here of 2 gay, I presume gay guys hugging right by a pool with a ton of other gay guys in the background.
A lot of rainbows, I'll tell you that.
I mean, hey, you know what? Like,
we're okay.
It's 2019. Gay people can cruise.
Yeah, they can cruise.
They can cruise, but do they need their own cruise?
I'm kind of confused on why. What is in my cookies right now? Prefacing this advertisement.
No. Here's the thing. This is a guest window. Like, there are no cookies. That is just a default.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is a guest window. All right, but back to the topic on hand. That it's pretty funny. But yeah. All right, that is my number 2 pick for the spring 2019 / winter 2019.
Yeah. So my next pick, also a 180. I promise I have a more serious show for my last one, but I have to just double check the full name of the show. But I think the English name is The Helpful Fox Senko.
You watching Alavi?
Well, no, I'm not actually watching it. I heard about this from a friend of mine, so I just thought it'd be interesting. But it's... So, I think I might mention this one to Alex too, but basically it's about this dude, right? He's really fucking depressed. Like, he hates himself. He hates his job. He hates his life, right? This dude, like, he doesn't eat right. He's in a dead-end corporate tier job. And... His he comes home one day and there's this kind of like this, I guess what appears to be like a 12-year-old girl just kind of making him dinner, and she has fox ears and a tail, and first he's like, oh shit, I'm fucking tripping, and like leaves. Then he comes back in and he's like, hey, she's still there. I should call the cops. And the reason she's there is because she was like sent by heaven to make his life less shit because he hates himself and is at risk of doing something really bad. And so the whole premise is just kind of like this fox girl just kind of taking care of him and making him not hate himself. And the weird thing is, like, especially on Reddit, everyone's talking about the show, and I honestly don't even like it that much. Like, I watched one episode, and I was like, I mean, it's just kind of like a cushy comedy show, and for that, it's like, it's fine.
I mean,
but
you gotta remember Konosuba, just a random cushy comedy show that's like out of this world. It's not even that funny, but you just love the characters, and that was one of the when that was airing, that was the top anime. Like last
but also,
season,
like, that show had a plot. This show doesn't have a plot.
I mean, it kind of has a plot. Like it's like it's quote unquote plot. Like it's just more. It's a plot to make it make more dumb shit happen, basically.
Yeah. But this show, though, like, it's just kind of weird, and it makes me feel very weird when I watch it, because they actually are very self-aware. Like, I'll give them credit where it's due. They're very self-aware. They make a lot of jokes about both the viewers and the main characters getting arrested. Rightly so. If you have a unknown young girl in your apartment as a grown
with a very
man,
strong persona.
That's yeah. She is a furry.
I'm so done.
She's actually a furry. Yeah, I think the full name is, in Japanese, it's Sawayaki Kitsune no Senko-san, which I think just translates to the Helpful Fox Senko. But, like, I just don't know how to feel about it, because everyone's talking about it. It's a very popular show, but I don't get it. And I guess it's like, it's meant to be just a very comforting show, because the whole thing's like, oh, look at this depressed dude you can probably relate to. Look, he's being taken care of. Look at him being all happy and flirting with the law. So I don't know, like, I just wanted to mention this because I figured it would make someone uncomfortable, and I hope it does.
All right, this is my third and final. I'm changing it last second.
Really?
Yes, because I realized in my first one that it is part of technically the season. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure I've started watching it. My friend has recommended it to me like no end, and I was like, no, screw it. I finally finished the other show that I was watching. I was watching Evangelion, but I finally finished it. I was like, all right, let's watch JoJo's. I watched the first part when I was in high school, and I didn't like it at all. That's why it took so much convincing to keep watching it. I didn't watch the first part again because I really didn't like it that much, but you become to appreciate it more. I'm going to go through the whole thing of JoJo to try to convince Alex that it's amazing.
You won't convince me.
I'm not sure we have the time for that, but you can try.
Okay, I'm going to do a layman's term. I'm not going to explain the whole thing, or else we'd be here for an hour or more than an hour explaining this one topic.
There's hundreds of episodes of JoJo.
Okay.
Go.
But anyways, all right. Speed round. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is about a multi-generational adventure, basically. It's very bizarre. The first season takes place with Jonathan Joestar, just very plain guy, rich kid. He gets powers, he beats the bad guy. Season 2, it's his grandson. He gets powers, he beats the bad guy. And then season 3 is when it gets really, really good, because the first 1 and 2 parts were put into one season. It was just like, there was this one power. I'm not going to really try to spoil it at all because it's amazing. There's this one power that's just kind of mundane. It's not that cool. It's just kind of like, okay, cool. But anyways, part 3 is when it gets really, really good, and it's about Jotaro Kujo. It's about Joseph's grandson, which is the grandson of Jonathan. And Jotaro, there's this whole different power. The villain from the first season is back and more bad than ever. He's scary. And so I'm just going to skip over that and they go on this grand adventure around the world, basically. Part 4 is my favorite part because it takes that grand adventure and it shrinks it down and it makes it feel more personal, in my opinion. A lot of people would disagree with me. But anyways, part 4 is like a lot like part 3, but instead of like them going across countries and traveling across the world and the world's going to end and stuff like that, it's like, hey, that guy around the block is kind of screwing with my day, kind of. But I like it. It feels way more personal and more fun. It makes it more slice of lifey. And then part 5, it gets a lot weirder. So it's the son of the first part's bad guy, but he's also a Joestar. I'm not going to spoil how any of that happens, and it's a lot of fun. It's very different. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's very different than the rest, and that's what makes JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fresh. It's not like Naruto. There's over 100 episodes of it, but still, because it's over 100 episodes, but everything changes from part to part, and it makes it even more nuts. Would you agree with me, Alavi?
I would, but Ryan, the question is, not the question, the statement is, you thought your first kiss would be Jonathan, but it was me, Dio!
Brando! The world!
Okay.
Or some freaking
memes aside. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's another good thing about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the memes. All right.
But, okay. So, since you changed, I'm actually going to give an honorable mention here to the show you're going to mention, which is Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba. And that show, really good. Opening's really good. It's about this dude whose family gets fucking murked by a demon, and his sister becomes a demon. He's like, shit, I don't want you to be a demon. I'm gonna fucking make you not a demon, but I'm also and so that's basically the plot. He has to go and fight demons. It's very good. It takes place in like Taisho era Japan. It's historical fantasy. But my third show is a show that I believe is criminally underrated, and it's in its third season. So it's the third season of Bungou Stray Dogs, which is means literary stray dogs, and it's just a very stylish show. The premise is about a group of private detectives who have these special gifts of various kinds, and they are in this constant conflict with this group called the Port Mafia, and they're they're what a mafia, they do what mafia does, because that's how mafia works. Dead meme there. I
hate that.
They're trafficking drugs, doing bad stuff, and they also have these gifts. And a really good part of the show is that all of the main characters are named after famous authors, and their abilities coincide with said author's literary legacy. So it's also a nerdy thing, but the animation is really, really good. The story is really cool, and also many of the characters they take really interesting place. They're lots of characters take to really interesting places. For example, there is one of the main characters is this guy called Osamu Dazai, who is named after the famous Japanese author Osamu Dazai, who I haven't read anything of because I don't read Japanese literature. But his whole thing is that he's a very outwardly happy-go-lucky person, but he has a very shady past and is constantly suicidal. Every single episode he tries to kill himself. First episode, the way you're introduced is he's jumping off a bridge trying to kill himself. When he says, he's like, damn it, you just interrupted my suicide attempt. Why you gotta do me like that? And he's a really great character. It's a really good show, and it's in its third season. So I feel like it's just not watched by enough people, and I want to try and spread some awareness because it is fantastic. Any highlights about it? I don't want to spoil it too much because it's quite episodic.
We should also spread some awareness for autism. It's horrible. We should
Alex,
really
you're on the spectrum. I don't want to hear you talk.
Oof.
I have wondered before.
For audio listeners, he made the derpiest face in the world. But it's all audio listeners.
Did you just use the term derp?
Yeah, I did.
It's 2019. It is the current year.
It is the current year. But like I was saying, I just think that show was fantastic. People should watch it. And the main character is cool because he can turn into a fucking tiger and can attack people as a fucking tiger, and it's sick.
Yo, I like that show. He turns into a tiger. He do the bibbity bap on those bad boys.
But
He's chilling, man.
There's also they bring in later on, they bring in a bunch of Western authors that come in from America to work with the mafia, and they're cool because one of them's named Steinbeck, and his power is called the Grapes of Wrath, and it's just he just makes fucking grape shaped bombs and throws them to people. There's Edgar Allan Poe, his is the Raven. There's one that's the Scarlet Letter. It's cool. I think it's a really cool, really creative show. I think not enough people are watching, so I'm just gonna spread that. Yeah.
All right.
So, Alex, now that you've heard our various selections, if I was to hold a grape bomb to your head and say pick one, which one would you pick?
So, the first thing here, I'd like to give an impromptu review of the Beats earbuds that we're using. 1 out of 10. the earpiece, the thing that holds it in your ear is terrible. The cord is not long enough, and the amount of bass
I'm just saying.
is it's not good bass. It's just kind of like average, like way too high of bass.
I got them.
It's way too high. I can barely hear what Alavi's saying, but I'm managing.
Okay. I got them at Target on clearance for 70% off, and they were better than the $20 Sony earbuds.
Were they?
Yes, they are.
I don't know about that.
With these. Okay, you're the only one struggling with this. I have a very small head.
They won't leave. They keep trying to leave my ears.
Yes, but they come with they also come with the little things to keep it in your ear, like you were talking about earlier.
Oh, wingtips?
They have different plugs. They had like a set of them. It came with it.
Well, I don't
This
feel
is the
like
best
finding
one for my
those
ear.
because I know you lost them.
Oh, they're in my car.
Oh, no, they're not. They're like on the parking
They're in
lot.
the glove box.
Okay. And the second thing I'd like to say is if you were holding a gun into my head and you were asking me to pick one of these animes, I would say shoot me. The last thing I'd like to say is probably Alavi's first one because I hear it's very short, like 12 minutes per episode. And also there's no actual plot to it. So I'm not going to become a weeb. I can just like get it over with, get it done. I'm out, right? Like I saw some funky going on with this teacher that was doing some weird like no business and a student doing the same. 12 minutes, no plot, I'm done, I'm out, and the same thing happens again, right? Nothing to keep track of, nothing to worry my mind about.
There is continuity, but like barely.
I mean, honestly, I think Alex, what he does for his free time, once he's done with his work at college and stuff, he doesn't really do it.
I'm never done with my work.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing.
Never done with my work.
Oh, well, yeah, I can assume because you're a full-time college student, but I feel like what you do for fun is stare at the wall and breathe. That's how fun you are as a human.
Oof.
That's my first pastime, but my second pastime is skateboarding. Now.
He's a skater boy.
He's a skater boy.
And I said, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for her. Now he's a superstar. Something on his guitar. No, the rest of the song. We also do have our Taylor Swift sing-alongs. We have our wonderful Taylor Swift sing-alongs.
We need a Taylor.
Every time Alavi and I go to do something in a car, Taylor Swift comes on somehow. I don't really remember how anytime, but Taylor Swift comes on somehow.
And we sing.
And we sing.
Because you wear short skirts, I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain, and I'm on the bleachers.
We're coming back from the beach. And you
oh my god! Yes, that was a wonderfful time in my life.
No,
anyway,
no, it wasn't.
It was an awful time.
You almost killed us.
No, it was an awful time in my life. I was horribly depressed. Oh, your earbud came out. See, they're terrible.
Well, it's because we're
terrible.
sharing a pair of earbuds, buddy.
They're terrible. They should be able to hear.
Raw.
Please. So now we are going to deliver the eviction notice of chat to the struggling tenants of debate residing on Discussion Avenue. Yeet.
This dime's stuck to the desk.
Probably because it's sticky. You probably came on it or something freaky. I don't want to know what happened to that dime.
Alex, wherever you're touching in this room, you're sitting in my cum.
Yeah, I figured. That's why I just stood up out of my chair. Also, actually, my undies are like my ass is sweaty. Got that summer booty sweat.
I mean,
my undies are sticking.
It is pretty hot in here.
So, want to do a quick rundown of what happened this week?
Yeah.
Just like are the big of them one big event?
So basically, it's not been an entire week, and not really much happened in Alavi and my lives in this past few days. So we figured we would just share one story, and then we'd move on to the meat
of Discussion Avenue.
So the other night, I guess it was last night. No,
Wednesday night. Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night.
Yeah, it was Wednesday night. Alavi and I had gone out to the
Outer Rim.
The Outer Rim. Right? Yeah, that's it.
What?
And we were just enjoying us a nice cigar, and we were watching us some William Osmond, great YouTuber. You should check
Fantastic
him out.
YouTuber.
Was over 1 million subs.
All right, Sleepdrunk Army, let's smash that subscribe button for William Osmond. Get him to 1 million.
He's basically irrelevant, dude. He's only got 1 million subs. Anyway, and we were just chilling at a picnic table, not bothering anyone. We were really far out. No one was probably within 500 feet of us. And then I run to my car to grab a little thing to bleed my lighter because my lighter was empty and I needed to get the pressure out of it. As I'm walking, I guess at this point, back to the picnic table, I notice a Ford Explorer police interceptor has approached and kind of crookedly parked in the parking lot a few feet away from my car, and the police officer had gotten out of the front seat and started approaching the picnic table.
Yeah.
So we said hello, and he said hello back, and then he just sort of engaged in some conversation, asks for our IDs.
Yeah.
Asks
what
we're
smoking.
Drinking. Asked what we were drinking. Yeah. You were drinking some Croy. I had some water. And
what you got there, son?
I got LaCroix.
I got the mango.
I was just drinking lemon. But
I'm drinking lemon LaCroix.
I'm not some kind of peasant drinking fucking mango. Get out of here.
Peasant.
And I like the the peach pear.
But like cerise limon.
Cerise limon. Finish your story. I suck with accents.
And, well, I suck with accents for the most part, but I can say quite a good English accent. It's generic London.
Timmy here in the basement waiting for some crackers.
Hello, everybody.
It's fucking awful.
My name's
Timmy here.
Chester.
Go.
Anyways,
I'm going to finish the story.
We were just chilling there. He, let's see. Alavi then offered if he would like to try a cigar, and he's like, you know what?
Yeah,
I
I'm
would.
trying to be like open to show it's not weed.
But I'm on the job.
That's what got it for me. That dude was so chill.
And then he's just like, yo, mind if I play with your lighter? And then he picks up mine. I'm like, oh, that's actually empty. And then he gets Alavi's. He clicks it up, lights a nice torch flame. He's like, oh, these are the best, dude. I know. Because, like, when you're smoking cigars, it's all about getting it lit right. Or else if you don't get it lit right, then the whole cigar sucks,
I mean, that is true. That is actually true.
It is very true. He knows what's up.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a super cool cop. Like, he was great.
You mind if I see your lighter, bro?
No, it wasn't you mind if I see your lighter. It was you mind if I play with your lighter.
He said that?
Yes.
Yeah. He was talking about how it's a perfect night for a cigar, and he'd be
I
on
don't
that,
blame
but
you
he's
guys.
on the job.
I like to be out here too.
Yeah, like, he's a great guy. Like, I was freaking, like, to be fair, I was freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh, shit, I'm about to go to prison for existing.
For existing.
What you get for being a brown boy? Just like, don't be brown.
I mean, but like Aloha snack bar, am I right, guys?
Just go bleach yourself. I got enough in my closet.
Call me Michael Jackson.
Yeah, call you Michael Jackson.
See, I have to like last minute append the Michael because we're going to get confused with our Michael.
Gets white.
Okay, so Ryan, now as you're a guest on the show, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, and afterwards I'll have a little lightning round set of questions for you. But just go ahead, give everyone a little introduction.
Well, my name's Ryan. I am a 20-year-old male, cis white male. Just I want to preface that one.
So what you're saying is you want to engage in homosexual fornication.
Yo, Alavi, we're not supposed to talk about that.
All right.
Okay. But anyways, yeah. So to start, I guess one of the biggest things that I did in my life is I played tuba for 6 years. I played tuba for 6 years, from 6th grade all the way up until I graduated, obviously. I wasn't really that good at it until I decided to actually try to get good. I played in marching band throughout high school. That was pretty much me. I was just a band nerd, so this is we're going back. We're going back, boys. So I played tuba. I sucked, and then I was like, you know what? I kind of like this marching thing, right? I started practicing a lot. I was still crappy. I hate that.
I'm crappy.
I was crappy. But anyways, I was pretty at the instrument still. And so I tried out for Jersey Surf, and I got in because they take crappy people because they take what they can get, pretty much. At that drum corps. We ended up coming in 32nd out of 26th place. We were so bad that the people from the lower class came up and beat us. Because that was a new rule in DCI back in 2016. And then
F's in the chat.
It was a big F's in the chat, boys. But like, anyways, I was fed up, and I was like, I really love the experience of going on tour and all that, and just traveling the country and playing tuba and making people clap and cheer. So I was like, I'm gonna get really freaking good at this. So I practiced 6 hours a day, pretty much. I was just going ham. It was real bad. I was a very mean person at the time because like you would walk in on me playing tuba and I'd be like pissed at myself because I couldn't do it. And I'd be sitting there for like an hour just doing this one run of something like that. And I'd be like throwing my binder trying to get it down and shit.
Damn.
And I was mad. But I tried out for the cadets. I got a call back on the first time. I got I forgot how it works. It was a 1. A 1 was the best thing you get. 3 was like, hey, you shouldn't even try to be here. But 1 was you perfect, right? We want you. And the 2 in the category was come back and try again. We're going to tell you what you need to work on and stuff like that. So I got a 1 in marching and a 2 in music. The weakest part about me was music and everything, because these people are college level people. I was still in high school, still a senior, working on myself and everything. I ended up coming back, fixing everything that he told me to do, and I got a contract. I marched with the cadets in 2017. I marched with the cadets. It was probably the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. I got to spring training. I got about 3 weeks into it, and then my knee blew out, and I couldn't do it anymore, and it was a very sad experience, and I never actually got to play with the cadets, and I got so crushed and so disheartened because I knew my knee was going to go out again that I've pretty much given up on the dream of the cadets. But it didn't happen just once. It happened once, and I kept trying. I really loved it, and I kept trying, and I couldn't get back into it because my knee kept popping out. And so I literally, last time I played with the cadets, I dragged my tuba and myself like I was like in a war zone. Like people were marching around me and almost hitting me because I was crawling off the field. And the worst part about that experience is that there was actually a school coming in to view the cadets play. And I freaking died in the middle of it. It was not fun. It was very sad. But after that, for the most part, I didn't really do much afterwards. I've been working at Target. I became a front-end manager and just started going to school finally. I want to go to school to become a network operations manager. And yeah, that's the story of Ryan. I'm kind of just a meme in my friend circle. They love me, and I'm just a big old meme.
Well, I must say that cadet store was actually I didn't realize it ended that way. Like I knew that you blew your knee out, but damn.
Oh,
damn,
it was
that
bad.
is
Like
unfortunate.
I literally it was so like I finally like recovered. I was on steroids. I took steroids to recover faster and everything that the hospital gave me. And it literally there was like this really intense moment in the third movement of the show, and like it was supposed to be just like no technique, no form, because the cadets, they're just like straight up. We just clap like 3 times when somebody gets an award. We're like straight. We go back to our poses and stuff like that. But it was like the whole point of that part of the show was just chaos. And so like I did like this like just tool like. I just lunged into the thing and my knee blew out and I had to crawl off the thing because it was like chaos. Like there was actually no, like in marching band, there's like a coordinate and we use the football field like a grid, right? Yeah. And there's no like coordinates in this part of the show. And everyone was just running around having to like avoid me because I had to crawl off the field. It was real bad. And it was like the final run of the day. And
so you could say it was like Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, it was. It felt like a war zone. It was an experience. It was probably like I just saw black. I was on the ground, and then I heard a lot of music, and then I was crawling off the field.
Damn. Well,
but, yeah, that's Ryan. I'm just chilling, dude. I'm just chilling. I'm not a sad guy. I sound like a freaking depressed asshole over here. No, I'm just chilling, bro.
All right. Well, on a lighter note, since we are both weebs, figured I'd do an anime-themed lightning round of questions. All right. You have 5 seconds to answer each question. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Go.
All right. Megumin or Yunyun?
Megumin.
Plot or justice?
Plot.
Sub or dub?
Sub.
02 or Ichigo?
02.
Raftalia or Philo?
Raftalia.
Rem or Amelia?
Amelia.
Oh, damn, that's controversial.
Rem.
That's controversial. For context, the right answer is actually Betelgeuse, but Yuri.
Ooh, don't know that one. Is that from Yuri on Ice?
No, just like Yuri is a genre.
Oh, Yuri?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yaoi.
Hey, you're peeking. You move back.
Yeah. I'll pass.
All right. I feel like I should have more questions, but I don't.
I mean,
Okay, fine. Favorite anime in 5 seconds. Go. First off the top of your head.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Okay, least favorite.
Okay. Can I get a couple more seconds? Let me think about this.
All right.
No Game, No Life.
Damn, really?
It's not that good. I don't really
You're gonna
like it
hate on
that
No
much.
Game, No Life like that? You're gonna do that?
I don't really like it that much.
You're really
Actually,
gonna
no,
do it
I'm
like
taking
that?
that one back. No Game.
Okay.
Fairy Tale.
Okay, I can understand that. I
love
like
Fairy
it,
Tail.
but I get why people don't like
I
it.
hate it. I like it and hate it at the same time. Watched every
Fair.
episode. Hate it.
I just haven't. I'm stuck somewhere in one of the arcs. I think that's about it. That was a quick lightning round. Goddamn.
I mean, yeah, I'm a weeb. I can answer these questions. I knew all the.
I should have written more questions.
Hey man, when your man's got an anime profile picture, you know you're in for
Also,
something.
I have a anime profile picture of worst girl from Konosuba.
Oh, dude. Don't come to school tomorrow.
You must bow before the Megami Master Race. Bow before the Crimson Demons.
I'm coming after you.
Have you been watching
coming after
Isekai
that
Quartet though?
Oh, I haven't. I'm I can't deal with the chibi animation, man.
It's not that bad. It's quite good. It's worth watching.
I'll give it.
It's
I'll give
good.
it a try. I'm still watching Golden Wind. I'm trying to catch up,
Okay,
and then I'm
okay,
gonna start
fair,
watching seasonal
fair.
again.
So, I think that about does it for Discussion Avenue. Alex, would you say that's about the end of Discussion Avenue?
Yeah, so it's time to wrap up Discussion Avenue, and we're gonna move into the final topic of discussion. It's a bit shorter, and that's gonna work very well actually because we are approaching the time limit here that we have. But the last topic of discussion is going to be the Omegle Saga. So every time I come home from school, what?
To visit the Moonmen.
Yeah, every time I go visit the Moonmen.
How are the Moonmen?
Is that what they
How are
call
the
us?
Moonmen?
You don't need to know that. They're very sensitive, and they would be very
They are
upset
sensitive.
if I were to oust
Yeah.
them.
How are they doing? They're doing good?
They are doing very well. They're very
good, that's
happy to
good.
see me. I'm glad you
That's good,
asked,
that's
and they
good,
are glad you asked.
Okay, give them my regards.
I will. They will sincerely appreciate it.
Good to know.
So every time I come home to the Moonmen, I always come spend a night at least here over at Ryan's, and we involve ourselves in some debauchery. And the new thing has become Omegle. And if you aren't familiar with Omegle, somehow you just have been under a rock for the past century. Well, you are covered. So Omegle is a site where you can either just raw dog it, you can go in, you can just click, anything, or you can type in some of your interests, and the site will randomize and match you up with some person out there on the internet.
Some lonely motherfucker.
Yeah, and you're
Some
supposed to use video. I guess you don't have to.
No,
use
there's
video.
text chat, but who would use
Yeah, but
text
text
chat?
chat's terrible.
I mean, I'm a girl. You wanna do the ding dang do?
You have no idea what I look like. You want ding dang?
You wanna ding dang?
And basically, you just like video chat with random ass people, and you hit next whenever you get bored. And it's an interesting way to just meet people, and a lot of times it ends up in some person's penis on the screen that you just never wanted to see, but it is there.
Hey man,
it is
it's some of them.
It is throbbing. It is being stroked. It is.
I'm pretty sure
on
I've seen a
an
pulse coming out of
unclothed
one of
body, and it's uncomfortable, and you just have to skip past those. Like if you don't want to see a penis, don't go to Omegle. You're gonna see a penis.
I mean,
All right, so now that that wonderful awkward silence is out of the way, hello everyone. This is Editing Alex here to let you know that we had quite a bit of a screw up in our recording, at least on Alavi's end. So I'll let you in on a few of the goofs and gaffes that took up this time frame while Alavi was trying to fix his microphone, and then we'll get back to the show. That won't work on the first file, Alavi.
Large cocks equal large ween. Am I right, boys?
You should get another computer. I know what, dude. I'm gonna take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse.
You ripped my earbud now, you piece of motherfucker.
Take my horse to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I got the horses in the back. The horse stock is attached.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Put that
She
part in.
was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart and your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You never go if you don't go. Wait, you'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get the show on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid, and all that glitters is gold. You know that you stars break the mold.
Alavi has the big dumb.
He has a MacBook, actually.
You know what their sister's name is? What did that make up? KKK.
So after some technical difficulties, we're back. I ate some.
Yes,
let's
you did.
continue.
How was?
Was it anything like large ween?
Fresh. It was fresh.
That's always good. It's always good to have fresh. It's
Crisp.
just really disappointing when you bite into it and it just really tastes stale.
Yeah. Well. That's worth some stale.
So,
Where were we? Talking about dicks, right?
Oh yeah, omegle dicks.
yeah, omegle dicks. So,
Yeah, dicks.
you know, they're always poking out. You never want to see them. They're always unexpected. They're either covered by a blanket or they're right in plain view. They are the focus of the shot. They're throbbing. There's veins coming out of them. They're smaller than you would expect. They're different colors, like colors they shouldn't be. And they're usually being stroked.
I mean, sometimes
And they're always on the body of an incel.
sometimes they look like they're pulsating. Like I've only looked at my.
They're
penis
intriguing, but also I always double click escape as soon as possible.
Wow, you're not comfortable with your own sexuality, are you, Alex?
You know what, Ryan? Not Alavi? Do I need to prove this to you?
Yeah.
How do I prove it to you?
I'll suck your dick.
All right. And it's not going to be gay because we're going to say no homo.
Yes.
Wait, we have socks on
That
still.
do not forget the no homo.
Yeah, you're right. All right. So
Yeah.
the people that you meet on there are, if they're not that, then they're usually acceptable people. Like the few rounds that Ryan and I have done, we've met only one guy. He was significantly younger than us, but still pretty cool. And we added him to our Discord server, and I don't think we've ever spoke to him again. And then a few random girls that we have on our Snapchats now, and 2 of them are from New Zealand. So
Yee.
that's the thing. And then there was that one guy.
Oh yeah, there's a creature out there.
Yeah, there's a real creature out there.
Man, it's
So,
just, it's weird.
this
Like,
guy
are we
comes
talking
up-
creature from Black Lagoon? Like, give me
So,
some.
this guy,
give me some
he comes on,
context.
he looks like somebody that you would encounter in GTA if you were to leave the city, right? He's got the patchy beard. He's got the dirty hat. He has the rebel flag hung on the wall.
and the
He has
wall is also a piece of plywood.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
that
just
too.
a piece of plywood leaned against the wall with this rebel flag stapled to it.
He was. He also looked a little bit inbred. Like there was something a little bit wrong with his face.
Oh no!
His head was
What's
a
he
little too
doing on
big for his
Omegle?
body.
I don't know what he's doing on Omegle. And
How does he have internet?
He also had way
if I'm
too
being
much.
honest.
He had way too much internet too. That's the weird
yeah,
thing.
way too much internet, or at least access to way too many botnets. But anyway, we go talk to him, and he starts up about how much he despises black people. He does not like black people. Like, if you were a black person, I would make an effort to steer clear of this guy because something tells me that he might not like you.
Yeah.
And we were, politely.
Joking around with him.
We were demeaning him as he deserved. And Ryan's like, you kind of look like a Nazi. And then he's like, oh, I am. And he raises his hand up. It's like, oh, well, that really wasn't a surprise. And then we started informing him on how it's crazy, I know. Black people are actually the same as regular people.
Wow,
and
you're humans too, Alex?
Well, yeah, actually, that's
pretty surprising, actually.
That is the case.
will.
If there's anything I've learned from visual culture, it's that
Scientology.
Harold goes re. Also, quick disclaimer here.
Okay,
we're fine with this isn't a surprise to us. We're being sarcastic. Don't take
hopefully
this
you
out
get
of
that.
context, please.
Please get that.
You never
if you
know.
don't get that, you might not want to watch the
Just
show.
leave-
The
just
show is
leave.
not for you.
Just leave if you don't get it.
Share with someone first. Give us a review, then leave.
Yeah, don't give us a review because you probably don't like it.
If you're the one leaving,
Hey, any
please don't
traffic is
leave a
good traffic.
Is it? That's like STD sex traffic is not good.
I mean,
But
Sex traffic
course,
is not good.
I mean, gonorrhea is kind of sexually pleasing.
Depends on who you are.
sure.
Yes.
Say on
I love that
Sleepdrunk,
hot,
Ryan has a
chunky
gonorrhea
soup feel.
fetish.
I have a gonorrhea fetish.
that is in the description. You can't erase it. Today on Sleepdrunk, Ryan
I'm
has a
putting that in
gonorrhea
right
fetish.
now. I'm typing that into the show notes as we speak.
All right. So we started informing him on how it's insane, I know. Black people are actually the same as regular people. And he didn't like that. He didn't take it very well. I guess our beliefs really contradicted his. And he dealt with it in the obviously most mature of ways, which is obviously using a botnet to destroy someone's internet connection. So I guess Omegle is just that unsecure, so he managed to find Ryan's IP address in a few seconds, and he started spamming the chat with it before the whole conversation. So I knew something was going to become of that. Well, actually, I didn't, because I expected him to not have the capability.
Yeah,
he
literally looked like his eyes were crossed constantly.
Yeah, it was not a fun sight. And after we had given him some education, he decided to use his botnet, and everything on Ryan's Wi-Fi just kind of went down for five minutes.
And he kept it up for a long time.
It's like 5 minutes is kind of awkward. It's like when you're eating someone's ass and it's like they got somewhere to be, but they're being polite. Alavi's explained this concept to me. They're just kind of letting it go, and then that's kind of how this DDoSing was to Ryan's internet, and then. We had long moved on. The connection had timed out. He was not on the call anymore. We had lost connection. And maybe 5 to 10 minutes later, I guess he just decided to stop while I was in the process of downloading Wireshark to null route him. He just let up, so I didn't even have to bother. And then we continued about our night. It didn't really phase us much, and it surely, I don't know about you, Ryan, but it didn't change my mind. I still firmly believe that black people are regular people.
Now that I have my internet that went down for 5 minutes, I despise him. I don't know about you, but I went out and picked up an old F-150 and strapped a rebel flag to that right after. Wait, my accent's coming back on. I don't know what's going on here.
I guess you're right.
I'm sorry, the memory's coming back to me. It was like an impulse.
Yeah, I guess you're right, brother.
Yeah, that's right.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother.
All right. That was a good
Okay.
segment.
All right, so I guess that about wraps everything up. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sleep Drunk. Remember that the first person to guess the song of the day on any of our social media or via email will get a shout out in the next episode. The song of the day for episode 9 was Layla by Derek and the Dominoes and Eric Clapton.
And the other episode's not up yet, so we don't know if anyone guessed it. Hopefully someone does.
I don't believe anyone has because I have all the social media on my phone. Please guess it. If you think you have an inkling of idea of what the song is, go guess it.
We can edit it in later.
Yes, we can. Also, remember to share the podcast with friends and family who you think would enjoy. I think anyone could enjoy, personally. It's just a great goof, it's a great gaff, and it's a great present, you know?
Yep. And don't forget to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We'd really appreciate it.
The Sleep Drunk Podcast can be found on any of your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Switcher, and more.
That'll be Stitcher.
Sorry. I'm looking at a TV from about 3 feet away, and my eyes aren't the best, and my prescription's out of date. So
that's always fun. Also, remember that you can find us on YouTube, but it's usually up a little later because we're lazy,
Yes.
and also that's like a whole separate effort because then we have to make a video where it's not just an audio. Come on, YouTube. Come on. And we'll catch you next week.
Catch you next week.
see ya, boys.